Just recently, Philips announced their brand new OLED TV lineup for the year, and that includes their OLED 908 and their OLED 808 model. Now, they also have the 708, that's their budget model, but today I'm going to just target their 808 model and compare it against the C3 from LG. So you know the differences before you select any of the two models because they do have a lot to offer consumers depending on what your budget looks like. Now the 808 is pretty much following the templates of the LGC series OLED, which gives you a lot of sizes, really ranging from 42 inches all the way up to a high level size, depending on what you are specifically looking for. You know, if you're looking at sizes, you have 42 inches, you have 48 inches, 55, 65, and 77 inch, and that's for the 808. When you look at the if you look at the LG C3, that starts from 42 inches and goes all the way up to 83 inches. So if you need bigger sizes, you will have to get the C3 because at least you can get it up to 83 inches if you so choose. The the Philips OLED 808 stops at 77 inches, which is fine. It's not the worst size you can get for an OLED TV, to be honest. The other thing again you have to be looking at then it would be design, the build and the design. You know, Philips and LG approaches to their OLED design differ really significantly. Philips updated the look of their TV, whereas LG has taken a much more, how will I say, conservative change to their approach because they didn't really change much. If you look at the C3 OLED from this year, it is pretty much the same as last year model. There isn't much of a difference. If I'm being honest, it's just that they just changed a little bit of stuff around the build of the TV itself. It's not really that significant. So what's happening here is that I would say if you need something newer and different, you can get the Philips in terms of the design. But to be honest, I really wouldn't set anyone apart from each other because they all have their own look and it all depends on what you just like. And both TVs are coming with a stand. Both TVs are coming with a stand and they offer you a lot of features now that we'll now look at because the features is the most important thing that a lot of people want to know. The 808 uses the new MediaTek Pentonic 1000 chip, which was poised to make a pretty significant update in the HDMI department when it was announced in November of last year. Now, you're also going to have four HDMI 2.1 sockets on this new 808 OLED TV. The same applies for LG as well. You're getting four HDMI 2.1 ports as well. Now you will also have HDMI 2.0 ports. You have HDMI 2.0 ports on the Philips OLED 808, and there is also a dedicated HDMI port that has ERC support. Look, it works very well with your PS5, your Xbox Series S, or even on your gaming PC. So I do not see anybody complaining about that in any regard. Now, the 808, it has a lot of support in the HDR department. You have Dolby Vision support, which I think a lot of people need right now. You know, you have to have Dolby Vision to consider that TV really top notch in the spec department. You have HDR10 plus, something LG doesn't have. LG does not have HDR10 plus. So on the Philips 808, you get HDR10 plus, you get HLG, you get HDR10. So look, this TV covers everything. In fact, this Philips 808 has filmmaker mode. As far as I'm concerned, any TV that has both Dolby Vision, HDR10 plus, HDR10, HLG, and filmmaker mode is by far a much more complete TV overall, because let's face it, there is nothing you would need that you cannot get with the Philips right now. Philips has literally everything you are looking for. The video processor on the on this particular 808 TV is the P5A AI Gen 7 processor. It's a premium processor, and you also have high frame rates that you can watch content in 4K 120 hertz, even in Dolby Vision. So this is for me, I would say the Philips 808 is a better TV than the LG C3. And honestly, it makes more sense. Not only that, the speakers on this particular 808 is a 2.1 channel speaker setup. You will have 70 watts of output, and that's if you are buying the screen sizes from 48 inches to 77 inches. The 42-inch model only has 50 watts of speakers in that TV. So it's something you have to be very critical before you get yourself any of these two TVs, because speakers matter a lot. For you to be able to have 70 watts of speaker in the TV is very, very, very important. It means that the TV is going to perform very well in terms of sound. LG C3 does not have this amount of power output in sound, so obviously you have to go for the Philips. The only thing with Philips is that it's not a very common purchase TV. It's not everywhere. It's not everywhere. The 808 also uses Google TV. Which is nice. It's running Google TV. It has the ability to be updated as well. You can update the OS, and the other thing again is the support for Chromecast. There's Chromecast support on this TV. There is no Chromecast support on the C3, which is a big deal as well, because people need Chromecast. There's Chromecast support on the 808. There's no Chromecast on the LG. But what you will now lack on the 808 is Apple AirPlay 2. I don't think it's a big deal, because for the fact this TV already has better HDR support than the C3, I already think it's by far a better value for any consumer. So you're not gonna get Apple AirPlay 2. You're not gonna get HomeKit support on this TV. You will have those two supports on the LG C3. That's one thing you get, but you still have every other thing like Google Assistant, and every other thing like Prime Video, Apple TV, Disney Plus. You won't have Hulu. There's no Hulu on the Philips 808. But there is Hulu on the LG C3. So look, these are two TVs that will be very competitive. They will rival each other in every department possible. Honestly, I think it's a unit that people will have to look at and consider to get into their collection. So I'm going to drop details for both of these TVs, so you check it out and see what works for you. Obviously, do subscribe to the channel, do like our content. I'll see you guys very much next time.